double for Marved, and now B is open.
Yeah, this leaves them so much space to make that move back in towards the B side, and the remaining players almost feel like they're hoping that there's a gamble in the other direction. You can see Sacy making that rotation back over. Still has a little bit of utility to play with, maybe able to delay them a bit, but he's kind of waiting for his teammate in Saadhak to make that move around. I will say, these two together, they've been doing it for a while. They're pretty good at clutches.
Yeah, they can definitely get it done if they're given the opportunities. The first shot, though, for Saadhak, not going to land. He's being spotted, but calls for the stun. That's going to put a little bit of a wrench in the works, but crashies is now back up and available to fight himself. They need to find some duels. The flash, getting the space. Saadhak trying to fight his way onto the site, but look at OpTic just tucked away in the corners. Eventually an opportunity's given. Time starts to be a problem. Ammunition as well, down to his last bullet. He swaps into the ghost, but even after those 2 kills, that's all that Saadhak can get. OpTic have done great in round number 1, and that lurk out of Marved already catching massive value.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much Loud are actually going to be as aggressive as we've just seen here, because in their previous composition, they were actually running a double Sentinel, mainly because of the attack side. They can basically just cover off every single part of the map and go, we know where you've pushed. But ultimately, it also helps for the defensive side, and they've switched that up to have a Viper in play. I know that'll make it
for him to hopefully just blitz through, give them a kill or 2. OpTic seem to be pretty happy with taking the map control. You know, they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. Sure, we're watching Victor get aggressive, but there are still players poking out towards B, grabbing the orbs there as well. This is really good for farming up the ult economy, and we'll see that benefit, maybe not in this round, but coming into the next for sure.
Yeah, they're not far away from having themselves an orbital strike, which would at least clear out some of the positions on the map. Now, obviously, if you're on Loud side, you've got traps on either side that you're not currently covering, so they do still have an awful lot of information. Because those haven't been broken, they know where this push is going to be coming through. Even still, though, 1-for-1 trade early is pretty good of Marved. Well, there you go. That's the online.
Saadhak tried to get out of there, and he just couldn't in time. The other players locked out of the site, stuck in towards the defender spawn. And Tom, this is a round that they come in with rifles on the defensive side. They want to be dominating these duels, but OpTic keep on finding fights 1 versus X. And it's always in their favor. For now, though, at least crashies is being dealt with. That was an opportunity for Ye. The recovered Vandal not yet finding anything. The plant down for the 2v2. Has FNS, I mean, they haven't spotted him, but they know they've given up all of this control. It's still a tough position to clear as they push forward.
And they're using utility past him, so he knows roughly where these players are going to be. They have absolutely no idea. An easy clear of Marv. Swing.
Where they're deciding to take things. Spike's still on Crash. He's in spawn, but he's making his way through. Oh, maybe he's not. Is this a huge fake? Already through the wall. Victor's got 1. He goes down, and they're still causing distraction. They're making noise while the rest of the team roots back to the A side.
The problem is they haven't been able to smoke everything off. You can see the cross is currently being held. Aspas is in position, and they've already used their remaining smoke just to try and stop anybody coming out from the bound. 2 players here, a third rotating, but already Marved is going to take the head off one. Aspas needs to get something, and it's absolutely nothing. The tour de force from Ye puts another in the grave, and 5-0 looks inevitable, Mitch.
Yeah, how are you going to fight back into this one? I mean, realistically, with Saadhak on 2 HP, the right call is to save, but this is a commanding lead by OpTic now. And with the amount of success they're having, you see the early A main control that really, I mean, Loud didn't get a chance to test it that much because they push up, they end up getting hit by a flash stun. It's a completely different approach from OpTic, so they haven't figured out how to keep control of A main. That's already a problem, but then they got sold out by a fake, which consisted of a player just darting his way into the site, blitzing through a wall and getting a kill, dragging the rotations off of A and making it an indefensible site. This has been gorgeous textbook opportunity for Loud. 4v5, no information as we tend a little bit further on. They're still having quite a bunch of utility on this defensive side. We saw the nade go down early. Now the snake bites are being used to slow them down a little bit more. That flash is good, and the response is so clean. Victor is just DMing on every site. It seems like no matter where OpTic decide to go,
Spike planted.
The Loud defense just crumbles within seconds. I mean, this is fresh off a timeout as well, Tom. You can only imagine what that does to the morale of the team now.
Yeah, they're just being bullied. They're being utterly bullied by Victor. And I have to give credit to the setup as well. Some of them is its own stuns, but you've also seen the same coming through from FNS. Sacy, of course, this is a man that you never really want to face, because if he has the positioning, he's going to land the shot, but Marved, well...
Push up on Dish, a double push this time with breach utility, but OpTic seem to be taking a completely different pace as well. Faking it out a little bit there. Victor's baiting their utility, and the players are actually so far back thanks to that Dish push. Tom, the Dish push is coming all the way around. They think now that it's definitely going to be a B play. If OpTic decide to do what they did before and fake back, they will have a free A side. Sure, they'll run into a trap and give the info, but they'll still get the side in time. If they decide to go B, they have the whole team to contend with.
I think the thing is, though, a lot of that looked like they were trying to bait out some ults, which they didn't. Like, obviously the utility was nice, but there was 4 ults on the side of the defense, so they were expecting something to be used off the back of that push. Now, luckily, they have Yay. So he's just going to be able to find an opener, and there isn't a lot left on the other side. I will say, aspas with a showstopper and everybody running through in the other direction, but he might have actually been caught there. I don't know if he's going to be able to use it and just has to fall back and try and wait. They've managed at least to do a little bit of damage, but in the meantime, that control is just being taken on the other side. Aspas at least will be able to get one, and actually the spike's been dropped.
That Rolling Thunder coming through, it looks like they want to commit to this. Loud having Sacy walk all the way around. The man with the Vandal on his own now to make this little flank play up through main, but oh, Ye was looking at it for a second. He's about to be blocked out by the wall, and as he tries to go back through it, the showstopper comes in. Sacy catches the flank, and now FNS is left alone. He's got to go fast if he wants to deny this. The stun comes through. That has pulled them off the defuse for a second, and he gambles that they did just that. Now, though, forced into the open! Ooh. A good opportunity!
1 HP!
It's aspas that comes out on top with 1 health. The first operator found a duel right away. This time a change of pace yet again. OpTic not giving Loud a second to rest. They've overrun the site, but again, Loud are happy to give up that control. They've got to hold on after, and Victor, he is just, he's distracted them all! They're so worried about this guy, and crashies is able to spray them. Oh, man!
He's in their heads. He's deep in their heads. He's just given so much space to crashies to take that swing, knowing that they've been forced out of the tower, and the remaining 2 have no choice but to save. And this is the difference for OpTic. They've been selling that fake fast round for so long. Like we've seen it throughout the game so far. It's like, okay, we're just going to throw Victor. Okay, now we're just going to throw in steps. We're not even going to do anything else. This time they go aggressively. The control's given up. But because of that, they're forced into awkward positions. And they know how far the Victor is willing to push. He's still pushing. He hasn't let go of the W key. He's looking for that last man, and Saadhak is doing his best to try and survive. I think he might just be able to hold on to the weapon. Utility just completely takes over map control. Now, one ultimate that's been online for a very long time was actually that Viper's Pit. So it's finally been utilized in this round to lock down at least 1 corner. But now they've gone in the other direction. Again, an incredibly fast take in towards the site. Marved has taken a lot of damage, and Ye's taken even more. He's died to his own teammate's utility. Definitely not ideal in this take, and in fact, I wonder if they're going to try and back out of here. In fact, no, they're going to plant themselves a relatively open position. Victor knows that he needs to try and get aggressive, and while I say it was open, he actually goes down, and a cheeky little blast pack kill coming out from aspas.
Considering how this round started, it was looking like Loud were down and out, but now starting to recover a little bit more control. Marved, sure, he gets a kill, but he's down to 13 HP. Spike's still in their position. Marved on the rotate, and so too is crashies. They're going to look for a B-side plant. Orbital strike online. Other than that, utility is scarce. A molly as well for post-plant play. It means Marv could still be pretty useful, but getting to the site will be the problem. And look at pANcada. With 15 seconds left, he's holding that orbital strike, ready to drop it down from the sky above. This could be huge! If crashies put that through, they might have gotten a plant! But instead, the round is done. The orbital strike confirms it. crashies, well, he'll go down after time as well. 8-2, a second round fine, which is like 6 kills. So, because, I mean, yay, going down. This time around, though, it's much cleaner. They've got post plant, and yay, well, he's catching that one for free. No idea about the player on the left, though.
It may not matter. It genuinely may not matter. I don't know. The timing's good enough. pANcada pushing them up just straight through the door. Into the site goes one. aspas has been able to trade it back into a workable position. Victor above, though, hasn't been cleared. Sacy left alone, trying to get something done. He's going to pop the ult, but Victor's doing it all, and that stun is so good! Victor coming through with the opening. And the follow-up there from Marv, trading it out. aspas has no choice but to run for the hills.
Oh, they're going to have to dig deep to come up with a third round here. It's a 3v4.
Yeah, and again, it's the slowdown from OpTic. They've already got what they needed. They can just wait for their opponents to re-aggress and rotate, slowly clearing out the site. But again, they don't know if anybody's actually still around this area. And after finding a couple of initial duels, they're now just allowing Ye to almost lurk in from behind. And it's almost going to depend on which direction they gamble in. Saadhak's not in a bad spot. He might be able to see them, but instead, they might just opt to wrap back around. They got plenty of time.
They're ready with a stun here. Smoke pushing Saadhak out of the site. The stun comes in up above. Got the information on aspas being in this position. Still hard to hold on. He's only got a Spectre to work with. Dodges the first flash. Blast pack through. He doesn't want to overcommit to it, and the flash gets him. Saadhak, the last man alive. This is where the tour de force might be able to find some value now that the smokes start to fade, but even still, 1v4. How much hope can you realistically have?
They've already spotted him
For Loud in this house.
well, Saadhak's already gone. Yeah, they're pushing. Yeah, they're already pushing all the way down. And the worst thing is they're doing it on A main as well. So, so much ground already covered. The thing is that the slow push going through on the other side could actually give them the space just to take complete control of this B site. It's just dependent on the timing of everything. And without having ramp, it can be fairly difficult to get a strong afterplot.
Yeah, it's good control. Southside Crunch, a favorite of most teams. OpTic having a decent bit of a foothold to fight back into. In fact, they're just running it down again! Look at the pace out of these guys! Victor's on site! The flash is so good, though. It slows down the rest of the team. It allows them to eliminate Victor, but they still need to get a foothold of their own. Loud are crammed into the corner of the site. It's Saadhak who has to open up this side angle. Marved already eliminated. The duels working out well, but they've caught him! This is looking a little bit scary. FNS managing to take down Sacy, confirms the round, and with that pistol going OpTic's way, starting to feel like the beginning of the end, Tom. 11-2.
Yeah, I feel like starting to feel is maybe the understatement of the year.
Viable on the likes of Haven, and there's many more maps that it could come out on. Ye has the escape, of course. Crashies not so lucky, and he'll go down to 24 HP. Ye in the snake bite only needs the one bullet. Crashies is down too. Loud actually answering up here with next to nothing in their hands coming into this round. They're actually doing quite a bit on the force. This could be a third for them and a recovery of a disastrous scenario.
It's not over yet, though. Still players able to try and fight their way back through. And
Vic's alive.
Yeah, he's looking to try and sneak his way forward. The rest of the team isolated by the smokes is definitely going to make things a little bit more difficult on that way back in. Already, though, the stun through, and he's just insta-kill pANcada. Now looks to try and take that space even further. He's just farming up kills. Another to his name! Victor has just given them the 12th, and whoa, let's move on to the next map. It's done.
Oh, that is devastating. The utility combos from these guys are on point, and that's what it comes down to. This isn't, oh yeah, I'll just jump on my next Fracture game, I'll pick Neon, and I'll start owning Fly. And you can see that, I mean, I hate to say, but Loud were not ready, evidently.
Oh, there's at least some sort of buy. It's definitely not the prettiest. Yeah, he's already decimated one. He's not going to be able to escape, but even with the pistol, crashies has found another. Looking to try and reclaim that space, but even just with that man advantage alone, they put themselves in a good spot.
Push coming over on Dish. FNS is just leaving, and they've heard him. That's confirmation for Loud that they've pulled the rotation. And that this site should be next to free. The drop down is heard. FNS knows that he's conceded the control. Loud might hope that he's already rotated to the other side, that they don't have this information to play with the headshot angle. Tough for FNS. He does so much damage, and he's actually deterred them from any further aggression, Tom. They have no control of Dish, nothing in main. I mean, the attempt from Sacy to take some control gets slapped and shut down. Wow. OpTic have dominated on map number 1, 13-12.